What is going on out there, good people, and welcome back to LMD Trading, where I am living my dream trading. Hope everybody out there is doing well today. As for myself, I'm doing pretty good. Just sitting back down here at the desk, get a quick recap done and out of the way. And yeah, that's what we're out here doing. Decent start to the week this week. Took two trades today. First trade I actually took last night. I know that I said I want to trade between a certain set hours, but I did look at the charts last night. Price was in an area where I somewhat liked it, so I did pull the trigger on a trade. So we'll go ahead, we'll take a look at the report cards. So I'm gonna pull up the charts and then we'll pull up the report card. This chart is looking real nice right now, but I am done. We're going to be reviewing trades for September 8th. Goal going into this week again is do not move stop once in a trade. And when I say do not move the stop, what I'm referring to is do not move the stop to increase the risk. If my stop is the low of a candle, that's what it is. I don't need to move it down to another area on the chart that's lower to try to justify staying in the trade. If that low of that candle is my stop, take the stop, because at that point the trade has been invalidated. Reminders, affirmations again, my stop is my stop. Start time at the desk, I put 8:15 today because that's what time I actually did come back out to the desk this morning and start trading. But you do see that I took a trade last night at 17:12, basically 7:12. Was a channel trade immediately in my favor? No. Comments, I put that the price closed in the channel, then pulled back. Both of these trades were longs. First one was a green trade, graded it a B. Second one was a channel trade as well. Nice explosive move into the channel. Next candle broke the high, but it just did not work the way I wanted it to work. I moved my stop to break even, so basically took a break even on that trade. And I gave that one a B as well, because the overall idea of the trade I think was good. Overall grade a B. Percent gains are lost on the account. Made 13% off of those two trades. I think that first trade gave me about 12%. The second trade, a little over break even. So made about maybe 1% on that trade. What I learned today, patience pays. Continue to read the chart to determine if trade is still in my favor. On that second trade, that's what I did, kind of just read the chart, and when it didn't make a move that I wanted it to make, I took my stop to break even. So we'll look at that when I pull the charts up. Changes I need to make from today. This is what I said, not easy to know, but the break retest most times is the better trade than just catching it on the break. Again, a lot of times that's hard to know. Best trader of the day and why was number one. I got that spell wrong. Should have said expected the trade. Oh no, maybe that is right. Accepted the trade by not moving my stop and letting it go to target. Okay, so yeah. All right, so that's my report card for today. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna get that off the chart. We'll take a look at the MNQ big picture. So we see about 2 o'clock this morning, it flipped my chart green, kind of just somewhat set higher highs and would come back down, but mainly chopping around. Flipped it from green to red, back to green, back to red, and then kind of finally tanked out going into the 8 o'clock, 8:30 time frame, and then caught decent traction, made a nice move up. If you notice, these were my two channels on the chart. I have not adjusted them since then, but I'm gonna adjust them right now just so you can kind of see if I was sitting down at the chart right now, how I would adjust these channels. So we'll do that right now. Go back in. My computer lags so much. All right, there we go. So what I would do is I would move these, the up channel. I want it to be just above that cloud that you see. So, and then I'm gonna just, when I drop it there, I'm gonna check and make sure that these lines are catching some good areas. Notice, look at those. That was perfect. Perfect rejection, perfect rejection. So that's perfect. Price back in this channel, that would be a long for me all day. All right, let's take the down channel and we're gonna do the same thing. I put it just below the cloud. So same thing, I'm gonna come up, I'm gonna try to find an area. That's way too high though. Let's come on back down. What I'm trying to do is find areas where price peekabooed into the channel, and so right here is gonna be perfect for me, and I'm gonna show you why. Right there. Notice right here where I have the mouse highlighted at. When this thing got back in that channel, nice explosive move up. That's all I want to see. So now I'm gonna bring this back out, because when I'm trading, it's not very tight like you just saw right there. So that's normally what it looks like. This area right here is a no trade zone for me. Price gets in the channel. It's very tight, but I could trade it down to this 88 level. We see it made a nice move. The better trade is going to be back down into this channel here. Once price closes below this first line of defense and we get a flush, we should see it back down here around that 820-ish area, 23, 820. But that's how I would have my chart set up right now to take advantage of where the market is at. Had I done it earlier, could have caught this little move right here coming down. But right here would be where it's set up at. But let's go ahead. Let's bring up the report card and we'll take a look at these trades real quick. I'm actually going to look at the last trade that we took first, since that's the first one that we're going to come up to. And I'll put arrows on the chart where I got in at. So I'm going to back this out. Oh man, that sucks. All right, guess what? Y'all saw how I set the channels up, but I'm gonna move them back to where they were at. There we go. Simple and easy. So this is where the channels were at the time that I was trading. I took that trade at 856. So this was the 855 candle. If you remember, I said price closed, or that it was a nice explosive move back into this channel area. Could have kind of played a breakout above this area, would have gotten a better price, but I took the long when that candle broke the high. My stop was below this candle right here. Price made a decent move up. One thing that I did, and I made the comment in the Discord, that based on my channels, like I had set these channels up kind of based on the market being open, but price was moving like after hours. So if you notice, you can kind of see that there was another line running right in between this area right here. So I got out of my trade. Let's bring up Ninja Trader real quick, just so that we can look and see where I got out at. Come on, get over there. And on this one, this is why I kind of say I was kind of reading the chart on this trade. So you see I got out somewhere down in that candle. Reason being, once I got triggered in, I wanted to see an explosive move up to the top of the channel. That was my target, the top of the channel. So when this kind of just chopped around and we got this explosive candle, another nice explosive candle, I moved my stop to break even because I wanted to see this go. Once we broke the high of this candle, I wanted to see it go. At the time, I was not visualizing another line running down the middle of this channel. So came, stopped out, break even. We do see that this would have rolled over And if I put a line right there, we see that it would have stopped me out and then it would have taken off. I have an arrow right here. This was the better entry. Even though we did get a break, this was a retest though. So that was a break in a retest of this channel. It just didn't go. Just didn't really go because again, there was another line pretty much running down right down the middle. But this would have been the better entry. And then we see that it did make the move up to the top of the channel. Pulled back down, back up to the top, pull back down, market opened, little wickamaroo, and then ripped. So decent thought process on the entry of that trade. It didn't work how I wanted it to work. So I took my stop to break even and got out not losing any money. Had I not taken my stop to break even, I would have either had to move my stop to stay in the trade, or I just would have took that stop. Thing is, I needed to just take the stop. Let's take the stop. All right, let's look at this first trade that we took. Took that at 19.12. So let's go ahead. Let's find 19.12 on the chart. 19.12 was going to be that candle right there. This particular trade, I sat down. Price was over here somewhere. Price was over in this area. And when price got above this fib level, I was like, all right, I'll take a long here. And I gave this a little bit more room. I did. So my entry was about 753. I kind of gave this down to this area right there. So 741, about 12 points. Gave it about 12 points of room. And my target was the top of the channel. Stop was the top of the channel. And this made a very nice move, y'all, right up to the top of the channel. And I got out in that candle. We do see that it came over a little bit and then just kind of chopped around for a good 45 minutes of just chop. That's not I don't like being in a trade during that. I'm a momentum trader. I want to see this right here. This is what I always speak on too. Notice price got out of the channel. When price closed back in the channel, you're normally going to see an explosive move. That was the explosive move. That was the explosive move. This trade right here, let's see. Easy way to do it. So I don't have to try to figure the math out. I'm going to just click there. I'm going to say that that was my entry. That was my exit. 20 points. 20-point trade. So just shy of 2R on that trade. And like I said, at that point, I really said I was done. Said I was going to lock up because still trying to fight back from a red week last week, but wanted to just kind of lock up some decent profit on the day or decent gains. Like I said, being up 12% on the day based on my account size, it's a pretty good trade. 20 points for every one contract. That's $40, y'all. If you in 10 contracts, that was a quick $400. Quick $400. 5 contracts, $200. You can't be mad at that. Nice, solid trade. So again, yeah, nice, solid trade. But on that note, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna wrap this one up. It is Monday. It is my day to go out to the airport and throw bags. So I got about 30 more minutes before I got to get out of here. Thanks for watching. As always, if you hadn't hit that like button, please do so. If you're not subscribed, please think about subscribing. And as always, we can continue the conversation in the comments. Good solid day in the futures account. Option account, not so much. Took 2 trades in that account today. Both of them did not work. So it's a flip-flop from last week. Last week, we were red in the futures account, green in the options account. Today, flip-flop. So on that note, I'm up out of here. We'll be back at it again tomorrow. Peace.